Hi, and welcome back to another crafting session and fold along with me, Jilly of Paper to Pearls. Today I'm going to take you through how to fold these origami lilies. This is a really traditional Japanese fold, and once you've mastered this, there are variations that you can make with either 3 or 5 petals. So do ask if you'd like me to demonstrate that in another video. So what do you need? You're going to need a stem. This is a piece of florist's wire, and this one is an 18 gauge wire because I wanted something quite firm for these flowers. You will need a small amount of PVA, a strong PVA. This is just one that I really like, and I'm not being paid to say that or anything. I'm a long way away from that. And you also need your paper. Now for this, I'm using some fairly firm paper because I want my lilies to almost have a sculptural quality. And I have got a little hack for you. As you know, I sometimes use my folding tool, and these aren't that expensive, but we're all out to save some pennies these days. I have found a brilliant hack for you, especially as it involves you eating lollies, which is if you get any lolly sticks this sort of shape, they make a brilliant substitute, and so that's what I'm going to be using today. So I've got some old music paper today, vintage scores, and I've cut these so that they're measuring about 13 centimetres square, around 5 inches. I have cut them carefully as I really need to have as near to perfect squares as I have for this. So let's go. It starts off simple, but there are a couple of tricky bits in this, but don't worry, I'll take it slow and steady. So we're going to start off by making our bird base, just as we did in my crane tutorial. So just as a reminder, we're going to fold it across like this, and then the other way. And if you are using coloured paper, this side that you're folding horizontally and vertically will be the outside of your lily, so the part that will show. And then once you've opened it out, we're going to turn it over so that those folds we made that way. Now we're folding it over and we're going to do the 2 diagonals. As I say, this is just like you've done before when we made the origami cranes together. And it's actually called the bird base. And again, nice and sharp. Really need this a lot more later on, I think. And then back the other way. So just taking your time to line it up. Right, now just turn it back the other, and where we've got our square folds, we're just going to fold it in. So that we get our nice base. Just make sure you've got everything up together as neatly as you can. And then we're just going to fold down like that. And you do need to make those folds quite sharp so your tool comes in handy. Now this is where we start to differ from what we did when we made the cranes. You lift up one of these flaps, put your finger through so that you're opening it out, and then the crease here you're going to line up with where those two pieces meet. So just take your time, do that, press it gently in place, and then come back and make a firmer crease. Now you're going to have lots of chances to practice that because you've actually got to do it 4 times. So put your finger in and flatten it out, line up the crease with where those two pieces meet, gentle fold in place, and then a nice sharp crease. So halfway there, 2 more to do. And once I've done all these 4, I will just do a little pause on the video to give you a chance to catch up, or not, depending on how you're doing. So, and now we've got our last one. Put our fingers into the end, flatten gently, and then using a folding tool if you wish, though it's not compulsory, crease that down and just even it out so you've got the same sort of number of flats either side, and you've got this sort of kite shape. Okay, so I'll just give you a chance to catch up. And another reason why I go slowly is I think it does make it easier if you just need to rewind a bit to go back and see what I did, because I know it can take a while. So hopefully you've all caught up to then. We're next going to work on these bits at the bottom. So I'm going to take this corner here and fold it in along the middle until it meets with the crease. So this corner and this edge are going to meet up with that crease. Let me show you, because sometimes it is easier to see. Now you'll notice that I'm not taking my piece right up to the centre fold. That's simply because I'm using a thicker paper. If I went right up to the fold, it's going to make later stages difficult because there's not going to be any space there for the paper to move, and it's going to be folding on top of each other. So quite often in models, you actually have to leave just a small gap, especially, as I say, with thicker papers. We've creased it down, and now we're going to go and do the same thing on the other side. Make sure you get this bottom part nice and pointed. Take it down. Make sure you've got nice in place. Now, if I show you on one of my other ones already done, what we're making now are these 4 pieces that come up in the middle of the lily. We come on to doing the petals later on. So at the moment, we're making these parts. Now, open that up, pop your finger in, and what you need to do is bring those 2 parts up to the middle, meet, just use your finger in, you just put your finger in at this point here, It just helps you get it nice and correct. And you're going to fold this back so the point there comes onto that crease. Like that. And then crease it nice and firmly. Nice and firm. And just flop that piece down. So I'm going to show you a few times, and I will take this slowly because I think this is probably the trickiest part on this fold. So I'll hold up close to the camera for you. You're going to take this corner and this edge and fold them so that they meet along here. And you're going to make a nice sharp point here. You want it nicely sharp. Take it up and crease. And then again the other side. And if you want to, if you find it easier to go from this way round, that's perfectly fine. Just do whichever way feels most natural for you. There we are. Got that nice sharp point there. And then open up these and gently push this back on itself. And again, just by marking those sort of points there, where it's starting to fold back, just helps to make sure you get it nice and sharp and the point up to that middle crease. Just push it down a bit if it doesn't quite want to go, and you might need to fiddle about here to get it done accurately. Then your nice sharp creases and fold it down. So we've got 2 more of those to do, and hopefully you're getting the idea now. So going to fold it up like that, give it my crease, fold it like this and crease it, and then do the final stage, the open out. Again, just ease it in, take your time, there's no rush. These flowers really do benefit from you taking it slowly and steadily. Now this one doesn't quite want to go up to the middle, so I'm just having to ease the paper in. And there we go. Nice and sharp. And there we are, and I've just got the final one to do. And I'm going to get on and do that, but if at this point you just want to rewind and watch this section again, feel free, and then you can come and join me when I'm ready for the next stage, in which we start to make the petals. Right, so if you're ready, make sure that all the way around that part you've just done, you've folded that flap downwards so it's meeting these parts here, these sort of legs. So just double check you've done that all the way around. Oops, and I've forgotten that, which is why I need to check and just do that. So now we're ready to get on to the next stage, and this time you just need to fold over. Instead of having like this, I'm just going to fold over like that, so that I've got a plain diamond shape with no folding showing on it. Now for this bit, really important, if you've got something you can use, make use of it. If not, give your thumbnail a good workout. And again, just remember, this will work much better if you just have that slight gap rather than having the edges budged right up against each other. So you're just going to fold from here at the bottom. You're going to take this piece and you're going to fold it so that this edge comes along this fold here. Let me show you. So there we are, and I've just left that small gap, and this is where we're actually starting to shape this part of the lily, which gives us this long part here and then also gives us the shape of the petals. And of course we're going to do the same on the other side, again taking our time with it. And although it probably doesn't feel very mindful to you or meditative to you at the moment because you're learning, it is this repetition of folds that people can find so relaxing when they're doing origami, that repeating the same motions over and over once they've become automatic. So you've now got that longer thin shape, and if I show you it on here, and you're going to repeat that for every side. So fold it flat, open up your next diamond and fold into the middle again. And we are actually nearly there on completing these lilies. You don't have to turn it around in between folds like I'm doing. That's just how I work. Make sure it's nice and sharp. Over onto the next one. Do be careful. Make sure that when you're folding in, you're folding in onto a plain bit. What you're not doing is folding into a section like this. It's a really easy mistake to make. It's one I've made quite a few times, and it's taken me a few minutes to work out what's gone wrong. So you're always at this stage going and working with that plain diamond shape. Folding that edge in, light press, fold in the other side to match, just need to bring that edge in a little more because I haven't quite got that bit right. Give it a press, and then again that nice firm press using a folding tool, a lolly stick if you've got one to hand. So if your paper's not as thick as this, you'll be fine just using your fingernails. I just found that because this paper is quite a thick one, it made life a lot easier for me. I mean, this is almost verging on a thin sort of card, sort of paper card sort of weight. And again, we're now on the last one. So we're doing that one more time, folding it down. And a press. folding it down, and then that nice. This really helps, pressing this part down firmly really helps give the flower some stability. So we've done all the folding, you'll be pleased to hear. Now it's a case of opening out our flower. So we take one of the petals and we simply fold it back. There we are, down to the middle. Give it a crease. Go around to the next petal. Fold it back. Nice and straight. Crease. And just repeat that all the way around. And then the last one. And there we are. And then all you need to do is lift up those 4 petals, and your traditional Japanese origami lily is sometimes referred to as an iris as well, comes into shape. And you can see, having really made those folds there nice and firm, we've got a good shape there and they're staying in place. So now I'm just going to show you how you can turn this into a flower. So just hold on a moment, because I've realised I've knocked my stem onto the floor. So hold on and I'll be right back. Hi. So what do you do now? You may want to use one more tool if you haven't, depending how strong your fingers are. Or alternatively, instead of using this, you could use a thin piece of wood for your stem. But unfortunately, I'm out of those at the moment. I'm just waiting for some more to be delivered. So all I'm going to do on this wire is just bend over a little bit at the top of the wire. Just like that. Doesn't need to be fancy. It's nothing fancy. This isn't going to be shown. It's just to help keep your flower in place. Now, because we've got so much folding down the bottom here, you will find it's quite easy to take your wire and just pop it through the base. If you're using a wooden stick, you might just need to use something first to help you start that hole off. Something like a pin or something. So, very simple. Use our PVA. And one reason I like this one is that it is, as you can see, it's quite thick. And it's also really easy to apply because of the design of it. So, just putting my glue over the top there and down the stem, and then just carefully and gently pulling it down, having a look, and when it's in the right sort of place, I'm just going to pinch around and really push the bottom part of that lily tightly onto my stem, like that. Now, if you wanted to, you could finish this off with some florist tape and wipe that around. I prefer not to do that, and also partly because I do find that with my hands, that movement is one of the things that I can find quite painful quite quickly. So that's why I don't tend to do it. But there you are. And you've made your origami lily, and then you can go on and make a few and then make a lovely arrangement. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Please let me know, as always, if there's any other origami tutorials you particularly like, or if you'd like me to show you some variations on those lilies. So that's all. Until next time, take care and happy folding. Bye.